The boardroom was full of powerful men in suits when the door slowly opened and a little girl whispered, "Mom's sick, so I came instead." If stories that touch the soul mean something to you, like this video and subscribe to Inspiration Stories Box, because what happens next will stay with you forever. The CEO's office was not a place where children ever appeared. Glass walls, marble floors, silent assistants, and men who spoke only in numbers and power. So when the elevator doors opened and a little girl stepped out alone, holding a worn backpack close to her chest, no one noticed her at first. She was small, no more than 8 years old, with neatly tied hair and shoes that had clearly seen better days. She stood there quietly, reading the golden letters on the wall, "Executive Floor." Her hands shook, but she didn't turn back. At the receptionist's desk, a woman frowned. "Sweetheart, are you lost?" The girl swallowed hard. "No, ma'am," she said softly. "I'm here to see the CEO." The receptionist almost laughed until she saw the seriousness in the child's eyes. "Do you have an appointment?" the woman asked gently. The girl shook her head. "My mom usually comes," she said, "but she's sick today, so I came instead." Inside the boardroom, the CEO, Mr. Adrian Cole, was mid-meeting, his voice calm but commanding as he discussed layoffs and profits. He was known as a cold, brilliant billionaire who had built his empire from nothing. Compassion was not a word often associated with him. Suddenly, the door opened. Gasps filled the room as the assistant hesitated, then said, "Sir, there's a child here. She insists on seeing you." Before anyone could protest, the little girl walked in. Her shoes echoed against the polished floor. She stopped at the long table, surrounded by powerful men twice her height, and looked directly at the CEO. The room went silent. No one dared to speak. "My name is Lily," her voice shaking but clear. "My mom works here. She cleans offices at night." Some executives exchanged uncomfortable looks. "She told me to stay home today," Lily continued, "but she has a fever and couldn't come. She was scared she'd lose her job, so I came to tell you she didn't mean to miss work." The CEO stared at her. For the first time in years, he felt something tighten in his chest. "You came here alone?" he asked quietly. Lily nodded. "I took the bus. I practiced what to say." She reached into her backpack and pulled out a crumpled paper. "She wrote this for you." The CEO took the note with slow hands. It was written in shaky handwriting, apologizing for missing one night of work and begging not to be fired. Lily looked up at him, tears forming. "Please don't be mad at her," she whispered. "She works really hard. She says this job helps buy my medicine." The boardroom was frozen. These men who made decisions affecting thousands of lives couldn't speak. Adrian felt memories rushing back, his own childhood, his mother working multiple jobs, the nights he waited alone. He stood up slowly, walked around the table, and knelt in front of Lily. "Where is your mom now?" he asked gently. "At home," Lily replied. "I made her soup." Adrian closed his eyes for a moment. Then he stood up and did something no one expected. "This meeting is over," he said firmly. "All of you, out." Stunned executives gathered their papers and left in silence. He turned back to Lily. "You didn't come instead of your mom. You came because you're brave." And that was only the beginning. Adrian Cole personally walked Lily to his private elevator. The building watched in disbelief as the powerful CEO held a little girl's hand like it was the most important meeting of his life. "We're going to see your mom," Adrian said. Lily's eyes widened. "You're not mad?" He smiled gently. "I'm grateful." Within an hour, Adrian stood inside a small apartment, clean but clearly struggling. Lily's mother lay on the couch, pale and terrified when she saw her boss. She tried to sit up. "I'm so sorry, sir." Adrian stopped her. "Please," he said softly, "don't apologize." He noticed the empty fridge, the unpaid bills on the table, the medicine bottle with only 2 pills left. That night, Adrian arranged for a doctor, paid all medical expenses, and insisted Lily take paid leave. But he didn't stop there. The next morning, the entire company received an email from the CEO himself. It announced a new policy: full health care, paid sick leave, and education support for children of all staff, especially the cleaners no one noticed. Weeks later, Lily and her mother were invited back to the office. This time, Lily wasn't afraid. Adrian introduced her to the entire company. "This," he said, his voice steady, "is the bravest employee we have." He announced Lily's mother's promotion to facilities supervisor and established a scholarship in Lily's name. As applause filled the room, Adrian looked at Lily and said, "You reminded me why I started this company." Lily smiled and hugged him without fear. In that moment, the billionaire CEO realized that real power wasn't money, it was kindness. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Inspiration Stories Box, because one small voice can change the world.